Como ça va, y'all? Danny here with Cajun Hydroponics. Look, I've been out of pocket the last bit. Lord, got in from work and we decided that we was gonna go on a little vacation. Took the kids to the beach, the little dude, first time at the beach. Man, look, you talk about it was work. That dude don't stop. If the Energizer Bunny could just take him and make some batteries from him, Lord, they would last forever. Anyway, sorry I haven't been keeping up with everybody's videos and stuff like that. It's been a long 2 weeks. Basically had an 8.5 hour drive Sunday coming home from the little vacation, and got home. We left at 4 o'clock from Fort Payne, Alabama, after we dropped off my daughter. 8.5, 9 hour drive. Got home, hooked up to the trailer on the truck, took off, went to Lowe's, and look, been 3 o'clock to 8, 9 o'clock every day since. 3 o'clock in the morning to 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. But the work's paying off, don't get me wrong. This is greenhouse number 1. Full of flowers, full of tomatoes. The tomatoes are still, some of the tomatoes are a bit small, but it's full. Got to take my time walking around in here because I got stuff all over the floor with the work we've been doing. My partner Rob from Primal Cajun gave me these to try, and there's not many of them on the plant. There's actually just like 4, maybe 5 tomatoes on the plant, but they're all huge. It's across. Camparis are full. Camparis are full. More Camparis. It's just tomatoes are hiding in this one. This is the greenhouse that we double stemmed. And it's kind of triple stemmed now too. Zucchini. I gotta hang all that up today. Gotta drop some strings and hang that. We picked 1.25 pound tomato out of this one this week. Out the other greenhouse, we're pretty steady getting anywhere between 11 to 14 ounce tomatoes. Kids are enjoying it. Family's enjoying it. Got a couple friends that's enjoying it. And we got a bunch of mad people because we ain't selling much. We've pretty much sold enough to be able to pay for the fertilizer for this year. And whenever this one comes along, we're going to do the same thing. We sold about probably 60 pounds of tomatoes so far. And we'll probably sell another 60 to 70 pounds of tomatoes at some point. You know, this is going to pay for itself at some point. It's never going to pay for the greenhouses and the raised beds and the amount of time I have. Excuse me. But it will pay for itself, the maintenance, the upkeep, the fertilizer, the seeds. You know, it will pay for all that. These are all some different varieties of eggplants that I'm trying. Those are some tomatoes. I cut them back to the dirt and was supposed to put some pepper plants in there, and I never did. Oh, show you the eggplants. Look, I mean, the tomatoes. You just got trust after trust after trust of tomatoes. We've got eggplants. We got a couple that hadn't fertilized. So the last time I was on my 2-week rotation, we used close to between the two greenhouses, 800 gallons of fertilizer solution. Yep. Hey, the chickens are telling y'all hi again. It seems like as soon as I put the camera on every morning, they start. But yeah, we used between right at 800 and 900 gallons of fertilizer solution, which sounds like a lot. And it could be, but with just over 100 plants, it it makes sense. You don't realize how much water you're actually using whenever you watering plants in the ground. This, you're able to see how much you're using and all that. But besides all the work in the greenhouse and everything, we've been, trying to make the greenhouses better. All the rain we had the last time I was on my work rotation, the water was actually backing up into the greenhouses and into the tanks. We had a big rain one day, and I came in, and the ppm in the tanks was actually down below 200 because of the rain just backed up into the greenhouses. So one thing we're going to have to do is, we were planning on it already, but we're going to have to get the doors installed. To do that, we went ahead and we built some thresholds on the at the doors. We built some thresholds, and we're going to frame them in, and we're going to put some doors to be able to get in and out of the greenhouse. Dang. We have been using a garden hose off of a tote tank to be able to fill the tanks, and it works all right, but you get it scattered all over. It's all in your feet, and it gets tangled, and you forget about it. And like day before yesterday, I forgot about it, and by forgetting about it, I wasted probably 100 gallons of fertilizer that I just put into the dirt. Then I had to go to the property, get some more, and it's just a big mess. So we are doing this. We got these hooked up. They're all tied in. They came around. The pipes right here were already in the ground from when I built the greenhouses to be able to put the floats in the tanks. These three, this is 1/3 of the little building that's going to be right here. This side's going to be for the fertilizer solution, and then this side is going to be to store just the fresh water to be able to mix it. I'm going to have a pump to be able to pump it out to the other side, and a mixing station. This middle section right here, that's not even close to being ready. There's a 14-foot middle section right here. This is going to be, we call it a little cabane, a little building to be able to do the mixing. And putting the storing fertilizer, and my tools, my ppm meter, and different things like that. It's not conducive to be walking from the back over here to the garage to put the stuff in and save the fertilizer, and dragging all that back and forth. Stuff ends up getting left out, and stuff ends up not being where it needs to be. So, with that, we're trying to make it easier to use. I know I put out a little video the other day on the number 2 greenhouse, the middle one that we've been growing in, but here's another look. The plants are looking much healthier since we boosted the ppms. Apparently, for about a week we didn't have much ppms, but look at the size of that tomato, bro. It's full. I mean, I think yesterday, like I was saying earlier, we have been selling a few tomatoes, a few more than I'd like to. Just don't have the time to be able to process them and put them up right now. So we sold some, and I mean, at $2 a pound, the people are, I could easily get $2.50 a pound. I'm not trying to do anybody in or anything like that, but look, These are Amelia tomatoes. And it's a mess. You know, I knew it was going to be a mess. I didn't think it was going to be this much of a mess. It's hard to see, but it is full of tomatoes in there. I picked, somebody, you know, messaged me on Facebook and asked me if I had Amelias, and I told them, yeah. Nobody doing well with them around here. And they actually bought 25 pounds of just Amelias from me. And the plants just keep going. It's supposed to be a determinate variety or semi-determinate. And yeah, they just keep going. They're so full of tomatoes. I hope to have an outdoor setup next year in hydro. Gardening Done Wrong is the channel. He's a real small channel. He's been watching me for years. He just started his channel, but he does them outside, and I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. Hydroponic buckets outside. So y'all check him out. Anyway, I've been long-winded and boring today. I tell you, the 18, 19-hour days, the last few days have been really getting to me. Got at least 18 hours today. I gotta go get glasses. Have to lean and lower. My plants are getting a little high, so I'll have to be leaning and lowering them. I have to pick the raised beds. That's a mess. I mean, we got tomatoes on them, probably more than we should, but it's not right. Couldn't keep the fertilizer right. Then with all the rain and everything, the raised bed's been poo-poo. Anyway, look, let's just give you one more shot before we leave. Look. The tomato. You start off on the bottom. Yeah, you can see tomatoes, and flowers. Yeah. What else you gonna do? I mean, hydro's where it's at. If you want steady, productive, you know, you're not worried about organic. You can't beat hydro, really. So, South Louisiana, boy, you gotta love it. Y'all grow that later.